This week, we're diving deep into a case, a story that's kind of gripped the UK. The mysterious death of Harshita Brella.
Yeah.
And we're going to try to unpack what we know about it from a recent BBC News article, and sort of try to make sense of the pieces of this puzzle.
It's a tough one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I mean, what strikes me immediately is just the contrast. We have a seemingly ordinary young woman from a small town,
Right.
Corby, Northamptonshire.
Yeah.
And she's found hundreds of miles away, dead in the boot of a car in East London.
Right.
Ilford, to be exact.
Ilford, yeah.
That geographical leap alone, just raises so many questions.
It does, and it makes you think about all the events that lead up to that.
Right.
We know from the article that the Harshita was 24 years old. Police have released a photo of her. She's smiling brightly, wearing a beige polo neck.
Yeah.
It's hard to reconcile that image
Yeah.
with, the reality of her fate.
Yeah, that's the thing. These cases aren't just headlines.
Right.
They're about real people.
Yeah.
With families and futures
Right.
that are tragically cut short.
Yeah.
And in this case, we know that Northamptonshire Police were first contacted on Wednesday with concerns for her welfare.
Right.
And then early Thursday, she's found dead.
Yeah.
That Wednesday call, I think, could be crucial.
It seems like the big turning point, right?
Yeah.
Was it a friend or a family member who called?
Right.
And what specifically triggered that concern?
Yeah, what was the nature of the concern?
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. And those are the kinds of questions that investigators will be zeroing in on, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, in cases like this, establishing a clear timeline is absolutely paramount.
Yeah.
That Wednesday call, the last time anyone saw her alive, any movements that were tracked by her phone, all these data points will help investigators kind of reconstruct the hours leading up to her death.
Right. And then there's the journey itself.
Yeah.
Like, what led her from her home in Corby to that car in Ilford?
Right. Was she taken against her will? Yeah. Did she travel there voluntarily? And if so, why?
Right.
Unpacking that journey could be really crucial to understanding what happened.
Absolutely. And also from the article, we know that Detective Chief Inspector Johnny Campbell, who's leading the investigation, has stated that while they believe that the attacker was known to Harshita,
okay,
they were keeping an open mind.
Right.
So it's almost like they have to follow the most likely leads.
Yeah.
But also be open to these unexpected twists and turns.
Right. It's a balancing act.
Yeah.
Statistically, in cases where a woman is killed, it's often someone they know.
Yeah.
But, statistics don't tell the whole story.
Right. Exactly. And this case has a particularly intriguing layer to it.
Yeah.
Northamptonshire. Police have made a mandatory referral to the Independent Office for Police Conduct because they'd had prior contact with Harshita.
Wow. So that's interesting.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, what was the nature of that prior contact? Was it something routine?
Yeah, was it just a noise complaint?
Yeah, exactly.
Or was it something more significant?
Right. And that's where things get really interesting.
Yeah.
It's too early to speculate. But investigators will be looking at those previous interactions. They'll be looking for any red flags or any hints at a pattern that could connect to the current investigation.
Absolutely.
And it's a lot to process.
Right.
It's natural for the community to be shaken.
Oh, yeah.
The article mentions extra police patrols in Corby, which speaks to the level of concern.
Of course, the impact of a crime like this, it extends far beyond the immediate victim and their family.
Yeah.
It can really leave a community feeling vulnerable and anxious. Reassurance from law enforcement and that visible police presence can help to restore a sense of safety.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're left with a lot of unanswered questions.
Yeah.
What prompted that Wednesday phone call?
Right.
What was the nature of the previous police contact? And how did Harshita end up hundreds of miles away from home in the boot of a car?
It's so sad. It's a complex case, It's easy to get lost in the details. But I think what strikes me the most is the human element at the heart of it all.
Right.
A young woman's life has been tragically cut short.
Yeah.
And a community is really grappling with the shockwaves. As the investigation progresses, the hope is that the truth will emerge and provide some measure of justice and closure.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll continue to follow this story closely, and we'll be back with updates as the investigation unfolds.
Sounds good.
But this case really forces us to think, how well do we really know the people around us?
That's true.
And what unseen dangers might lurk beneath the surface of these seemingly ordinary lives?
Yeah, good question.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll see you next time.
See ya.